Why should human-generated changes to the environment matter? Do humans need the environment to survive? Does the environment have rights? The responses to these questions range from the anthropocentric to the non-anthropocentric, reflecting opposing views of the place of humans within the environment. The anthropocentric view believes that nature exists for the benefit of humans, and that when a choice has to be made between human and environmental interests, human interest should always be put first. The non-anthropocentric view puts sentient beings, living beings, and nature as a whole on equal standing, deserving equal priority. Somewhere in between these two extremes are many mixed theories which put human life, but not other human benefits, before environmental welfare. Strategies for Sustainable Architecture by Paola Sassi introduces the principal aspects of sustainability and their relation to the built environment. Environmental and social issues are analysed, and sustainable design and technical solutions are discussed through the use of case studies in the UK, USA, Australia, Germany, Austria and Switzerland.
Sassi became a registered architect in the UK in 1997. Before setting up Sassi Chamberlain Architects, she worked in the UK and Germany and was project architect on a variety of projects, including healthcare, education and commercial buildings. She has continuously pursued her interests in sustainable buildings and has promoted environmental design to clients and colleagues. She has also been involved in UK and international research projects into sustainable materials and sustainable design. In 2006, she published the book Strategies for Sustainable Architecture, which came second in the RIBA International Book Awards.
Sustainability is the minimum condition that the planet needs to continue to maintain all life and systems in the future. It is generally described as the maintenance of environmental, social and economic factors, also known as the triple bottom line. It can be applied to a range of examples, but in recent times, focus has been on the need for sustainability in human lifestyles. This includes all aspects of human life, from the extraction of natural resources to the production of goods and services that we consume. Ensuring all our actions become sustainable is crucial for the future of the planet. In the broad context, sustainable architecture seeks to minimise the negative environmental impact of buildings by enhancing efficiency and moderation in the use of materials, energy, and development space. We are becoming increasingly aware of the planet's diminishing resources and the need to reduce our ecological footprint. To facilitate this process, it is necessary to be aware of the requirements of sustainability. Knowledge in this area will enable us to apply the principles of sustainability to all aspects of our lives to ensure that the needs of current and future generations will continue to be met.
Strategies for Sustainable Architecture advocates a comprehensive approach and is structured to cover 6 main areas relating to sustainable design. Chapter 1 introduces large-scale issues of land use and the ecology of the building site and its surroundings. It considers the effects of architecture on the immediate physical and social environment, as well as its connections to the broader urban, rural and global context. Chapter 2 considers the social implications of architecture and how buildings can help to create viable communities and help enhance people's quality of life. Chapter 3 addresses both physical and mental human well-being and considers issues of comfort, indoor air pollution, and other health-related building design issues. Chapter 4, 5 and 6 deal with the use of resources to build and operate buildings, covering materials, energy and water. Appendix 1 lists the case study buildings and their sustainable design features, and Appendices 2 and 3 also include weather data and location maps of the case study buildings.
Since the book was published, however, many of the statistics included have become outdated. For example, it is stated that global population was 6.2 billion and that it was expected to reach 9 billion by the end of the century. Since 2006, however, the population has increased by more than 800 million and it currently stands at well over 7 billion. And a previous UN estimate has expected the world to have more than 10 billion people by the end of 2100. The United Nations have also suggested that the world's population could be almost 15 to 20 billion by the end of this century, putting a catastrophic strain on the planet's resources unless urgent action is taken to curb growth rates. Attitudes towards sustainability have dramatically improved over recent years. This is perhaps thanks to improved understanding and technology. According to the text, scientists have discovered that the rate of global warming has happened faster than expected. The change of statistics from the publishing date to the current day shows the increasing relevance of the book. With such a vast population growth, the implementation of sustainable architecture is key to curbing climate change, as the amount of CO2 emissions that construction industry can influence is extremely significant, accounting for almost 47% of the total CO2 emissions in the UK.
The structure of the text is clear and concise throughout. Each chapter is structured in the same way, starting with a brief introduction to what will be covered in the chapter, followed by a definition and explanation of key terms that will be used. Case studies make up the majority of the book to give varied examples of how existing buildings show forward thinking in terms of sustainability for the future. Each case study is laid out in the same way with a grey background to distinguish it from the introductions in each chapter. Key points including the location of the site, the architect, and the sustainable design features are separated from the bulk of the text. This allows readers to build up a basic understanding of the sustainable design features used. This makes it easier for the reader to build up knowledge of the sustainable design features used without going into the depth of the specific case studies, linking each one back to the title and overall focus of the book. Throughout the book, Sassy uses case studies from around the world, increasing the validity of the sustainable design aspects included.
Although clearly laid out, the black and white images used in the book were often hard to see and therefore understand the materiality of the projects. On the other hand, this may have been a deliberate action taken to make the reader concentrate on the text rather than just look at the images of the projects. In the postscript, Sassy states that in order to develop a more sustainable world, change is essential, but people are generally reluctant to embrace it, and that attaining a more sustainable society will require a significant shift in our social values. From our research, it would seem that in years since the book was written, people's attitudes and knowledge about sustainability have dramatically improved. Strategies for Sustainable Architecture came second in the RIBA International Book Awards, suggesting the profound effect it has upon knowledge in sustainable development.